Howdy, I'm James Schwartz.
I'm Aiden Deeren, and today we're going to be talking to you about why you should take the AP Capstone program.
So, the Capstone program is a 2-year program. The second year is research, which we will focus on a little bit more later, but the first year is seminar, which I'm going to give kind of a brief overview on. So, in seminar, you learn how to analyze articles, find claims, evidence, and reasoning for those articles, and you write a 1A paper, which is where you do the things that I just said when you analyze articles. And then in the 1B paper, you formulate your own argument based on looking at a set of articles that College Board gives to you during the AP exam. And so besides those 2 papers that you learn how to write, you also do an independent research paper on your own, they give you a list of topics and you choose from one of those topics to do your paper on, and then give a presentation on it at the end of the fall first semester. And then the second semester, you do a written team research paper and presentation in which you get to choose your own topic that you want to focus on, and then give the presentation at the end of that semester. So that's kind of like a general overview of seminar, and now we're going to look in depth at the research portion of the Capstone program.
Okay, so after taking the first year of Capstone, you'll have the opportunity to take AP Research, and this is highly recommended because it'll prepare you for the kind of papers that you'll be writing in college. So basically what happens in this class is you'll come in on your first day with some general knowledge on the class, but not really sure what you want your topic to be. So the overall goal of AP Research is to write your own independent research paper throughout the entire year. That's around 5,000 words. And you'll be conducting your own research on the topic, mainly because you'll be looking for a gap in whatever your topic is. And it's okay if you can't come up with a topic for the first couple of weeks or even months of the class. It's okay. The teacher and every other person in the class there is there to help you, and everybody else is struggling too. But you'll be provided with a set of tools you can use to help come up with a topic. So what you'll have in the class is these things called prep tasks. And they're usually weekly, but sometimes it's a little bit longer. And they help you kind of tie everything together, what your general interests are and what you could potentially do a project on. And like I said earlier, you want to find a topic that there's a gap in the research. And what I mean by a gap is there's an area in the research that hasn't been studied before, or there's just not much information on it, and you feel that if you provided information on it, it would better the community as a whole.
So, getting back into more specific details of research, as far as the paper goes, not the presentation. Throughout the year, it's going to be difficult at first to start coming up with like your introduction, your abstract, your lit review, all that stuff, because it's the first time you've ever done it. But as you write more and more drafts and Mr. Connolly helps you critique your skills in those specific areas, you get much better at writing them towards the end of the year when you actually have to turn in your paper to the College Board.
Yeah, and you'll be given a lot of opportunities to actually write the individual parts before you actually turn in the whole paper. So what that does is it gives you the ability to write just one portion of it, say like the introduction or the results. And you can really just hone in on all the things that need to be there in the rubric, and you can really make sure that it's really good before you actually just write the entire paper. So I'd say by writing all the individual parts, it's a lot easier than writing the whole thing at one time. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the presentation. So throughout the year, you'll be given multiple opportunities to practice your presentation skills. And you can use some of the skills that you learned from last year's course, AP Seminar. And what the ultimate goal of this is so that you can present all the work that you've collected all year on the topic that you chose for your final product.
So throughout the year in Capstone Research, you'll be giving presentations regardless if you're even working on your actual topic yet. So towards the beginning of the year, Mr. Connolly will give you just general presentations so you can work on your public speaking skills, hand gestures, and all that type of stuff. And then towards the end of the year, when you actually have to give your final presentation to your group of panelists that will be sent to College Board, you learn how to talk about your introduction, your lit review, and just basically all the components of your paper put into the presentation section of the class.
Okay, so now we're going to hear from a student that has just completed the course, and she's going to talk a little about her experience in the course. Okay, so what did you enjoy most about AP Research?
I definitely enjoyed bonding with my table members throughout the whole year because everyone was trying to figure out what they were doing. And so when I thought I was struggling, Aiden and James were also struggling, so it was okay.
How do you feel this class will benefit you in the future?
Well, I have a good feeling that I'm definitely going to have to write some type of intensive research paper in college. And because I've already had to do it, I might even be able to turn the one in that I've already done, or I'll just have experience doing it before so I won't struggle as hard as my other classmates.
Okay, so those are some of the reasons why you should take this course, and we're actually out here on this land. Oh my god! Oh my god, oh, this is gonna get bad. Okay, I think they're over there in that tree!
Dude, we gotta get out of here. Like, we gotta go. We gotta go right now.
I don't know what you're doing. There's no room here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's no room.
I'm sorry, we gotta go. Let's go.